All right, sir, anytime you're ready to play. Let's have some fun. Get to know me. I'm going to get to know you. Get at that tablet and pen. Don't just sit there and watch me, okay? I need you to work. I need you to put the focus together. I need to build that foundation so I can get you to the millionaire. And by the way, I'll guarantee it. That's right, I'll guarantee it. As long as you listen, learn, and you follow through. Going to be up to you. We have the ability to get past go. I think most of you are stuck anyway. So let's do this. The last and best 2025. Wow. Can you imagine? You drove by the Wendy's restaurant the other day. It was on your right-hand side when you parked at the light for a minute or two. Left-hand side, what do you have? You had the Jack in the Box. Why didn't you own them? Why didn't you own a piece? What's wrong with you? You just don't know how to work or something? I don't get it. You've been driving by your opportunity your whole life, and it's like you've been passing it and letting it go. I don't understand silly people like you. There I go, rhyming all the time too. Try to stop. Both sides of the brain kind of work. So what do? Take a picture. It'll last longer. Come on, take a picture. If you'd like a free mouse pad today, this is the goal. See, what I'd like you to do is very simple, is take a picture of that and laminate it in color, print it, refrigerator, desk at work. I want that to be your screensaver. I want to show you where you screwed up. You see, you did. The reality is you've been trying to be an entrepreneur. Goody for you. 90% of people fail because they have no structure. 90%. There's a reason there's only a 1%er. You could join the club if you learn how to play, but you have to listen to me all through the day. Someday I'll stop rhyming, I hope. Now understand, the Godfather credit, what does that mean? Well, I built over 60 billion of credit for me and all my rich and famous people. It's about 40 million right here. I got about 62 million of this, basically on dashboards because I'm an affiliate, like basically Experian.com, Analytical and Credit Karma. So what do? You get to listen and learn and write it down. Please, it's live. I'm online today live twice. I was on live every day this week. But yesterday we lost what? The internet. This company called Spectrum, okay? The last time that I had to sue Time Warner, because it cost me money, I got $18,000 after them. You see, today they gave me a little text. What's that for the inconvenience? If I had a penny for every time someone said, I'm sorry, I'd be a zillionaire. That just pisses me off. If they don't give me the money, I lost over $20,000 yesterday and last week, they're going to go into court. I'm going to get my money. I don't like when they keep telling me it's going to get better at 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 5. You made our employees go home, Spectrum. Would you like that for you? It's ridiculous. So understand, I only got to broadcast, and there'll be 5 days this week. I had to miss yesterday, and that really bothers me. You see, I'm in a hurry. I'm in this kind of thing. It's like, I got to help the world before I die. I don't know if I'm going to die today or tomorrow. I'm praying for another 50 years. If you don't get my knowledge that I have here, you're going to keep not pass and go. You're stuck. Kind of sucks. But that's it for you. Now, no pictures are recorded in the beginning. Why? Because you don't pay attention to what's in your cell phone anyway. All right? You see, I got a magic wand. Mine's kind of bent and broken. In other words, I don't. All I can do for you is do what I know how to do. Set up your structure, personal business division process, get you $100,000 to $1 million of credit, own part of a Wendy's, Jack in the Box, McDonald's, or whatever, storage unit, all kinds of pieces, and we're going to create auto income. Write it down. Auto income. See, what I think your problem is you're trying to get rich. If I gave you $1 million today, you'd go piss away anyway. You know what to do with it anyway. And all these people on social media going blah, 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 blah. Oh, yeah. They got their baseball caps backwards. I like the one with the Lamborghini. Do you realize one of those pictures of the Lamborghini is one of my cars? He rented it for a day. Cars are out there in the system being leased out all the time. And he's so rich. So many people go, I'm rich. Look at me. If you're rich, the IRS will tax you up to 60+%. Good for you. But if you have a corporate structure, you don't pay tax till you're profitable. Maybe I can listen and learn. No pictures are recording in the beginning. I'll tell you to take a picture, okay? I'm a person that wants to tell you what to do. Your way sucks. Sorry. Do you know I just popped $1 million card about 30 minutes ago? I popped about, I'd say, 9 other cards for other people. For Jake's, he's a specialist. I'm doing for all the reps through this office. I got to make it for yesterday. We lost a day. But then there's a problem. I get this client, if you get me this, I'll do that. Stop. When someone says, if you do this, then I'll pay for your program, you want me to get you the credit to finance me, I'm going to tell them to go blankety blank. You can bite the apple. Simple. Now, look at that picture. Come on. Okay? Could you imagine? All right? I'm kicking the door jamb at 10 years old. That's only 6 feet. 14, I'm kicking the basketball hoop. The Register newspaper came out at T. Wicker Junior High and took a picture, said, "White boys can jump." That's only 13 feet there. I could basically walk about 2 steps, about walk, and be up in the air. Boom, bullseye. It was easy. Hit my head. It actually did in my skull. Owie, owie, owie. But again, you see, I dedicate myself to accomplish the goal. See, I don't have excuses. One of my books years ago is called BS Does Not Pay Your Bills. All right, very simple. I usually say the word bull, you know what, but my wife doesn't like the word you know what. So I don't try to say it anymore. I got to honor her. She keeps reminding me I'm a pastor, because I am. But the reality is I think pastors get mad and pissed off too. Even Jesus Christ got mad. He threw the tables and the chairs out across the room. If he can get mad, so can I. That's what I think. Am I in trouble now? I got to ask God to forgive me every day because I don't know, all right, the way to always try to please him. Living by that book is impossible. But I'm going to do my best. God will do the rest. Amen to that too. 13 feet. See, you got to take out your excuses out of your life. First thing you got to do today is look in the mirror and say, "You're fired." Fire yourself. You did a lousy job. Sorry. You have screwed up your credit 9 times over the years, up and down, probably 30 more. What am I going to do? Ay, ay, ay. I've seen so much, and understand, please understand. I'm going to say we follow stupid. I didn't say you are stupid. Please don't take it wrong. Because I think we all follow stupid. I have a problem. If I don't master something and research it enough, I'm not going to feel comfortable. But as a kid, I learned how to memorize everything and kind of have IQ of 1, 2, or 3 and total recall on most things. And I write with both hands and talk at the same time. It's fun. Mrs. Hope thought I was retarded. I just thought she was stupid. But let's understand something. Okay? I like goodies. You like goodies? See, we got a choice. It's like the Lamborghini. All I can tell you is when I had my Lamborghini or Ferrari, that $4 million car outside the Bonaventure, everybody knew I was there on Wednesday night. Long Beach, all right, simple, and Saturday. Ontario, Thursday. And on Tuesday, Orange County. You see, I don't like BS. The real Lamborghinis, real Ferraris, real goodies. But I don't own anything. I'm not stupid. I learned the hard way. Eating out of a trash can, being used and abused as a kid, memorizing everything I could because I wanted to get past go. I want to get out of hell. Well, that's just me. So the reality is I want to get out of hell. See, I learned at 8.5 years old when I lived in Torrance, another area I moved 24 times, 11.5 years old, kind of crap. I went and I worked my tail off. I sowed seeds, clackers, and mowed yards all weekend. It's Sunday. I'm counting my money. Woo, I got $52. Wow. The devil's wife grabbed my money. Her eyes turned red and said, "You're paying rent." Who makes an 8-year-old kid pay rent, 8.5-year-old kid? They did. You see, life stole my childhood. I never had one. It sucks. But again, I have to be thankful because I'm still here today. But I like goodies. You like goodies? See, the problem I had is they kept telling me I'm a loan-to-value problem. Loan-to-value, stop. I got millions in the bank and they're telling me what I cannot do. It's called stupid. So goodies, all right? Would you like to get a mansion? It's simple. But do you know how to buy real estate under the division process? Do you know about a homestead blocker? You see one in chattel mortgage? Probably not. So there's so many things to learn. You know, you're going to watch all those things online, and that's great. All these baseball caps backwards going blah, blah, blah. I believe unless you have the foundation, you're going to be part of that 90%, which you already are today. You've had a friend and family member rip you off. You jacked up your credit, went, without the knowledge and the foundation of structure, I believe you're a duck and a sheep. Kind of sucks. But again, I want you to write down, see it, believe it, go get it. So as we do this, someone had a question. Let's see. Ray, all right, we in business together, so far 35, and we'll be 100,000 this month. Okay. Well, the reality is it's going to be up to you. Okay. And Tony said, you know, great, Steve. Okay. Well, let's understand. Okay. In business together. All right. So far 35. All right. At $100,000. So we do all kinds of stuff. Now, I don't know if he means 35 years because my clients are 40 some odd years ago, 30 and 20 and all through the process. Helping 50 million people so far. The goal is to play the game to win. So let's understand. Let's go back to the basics. See, every one of you want to win the game of business. But the reality is, are you willing to follow through? You can do whatever you do. And I guarantee 100%, whatever you try, all right, I'm the best game in town anyway. So you go try and then come back after you fall on your face. I'm online 6 days a week to hold hands because I want to make sure I change this world before I die again. That's just me. I wanted to change the world. All right, that's my desire, that's my dream. Winning the game of business, my first version of that was in 1976. In 1976, I put cash flow, free up your time. On the rights of that, had to warn some other guy, he tried to steal that, but he filed bankruptcy, and he was out there going blah, blah, blah again. Okay. Then he put financial freedom. If you notice now, he has put the word the financial freedom, because they own the rights to that too. You see, my info commercials for over 30 plus years was always winning the game of business. Okay, winning the credit game. These are the things we've done for 40 plus years. Winning the game of business in 76. You have to understand, I'm driving a Lamborghini, got $1 million plus in the bank. All right, I'm going to Orange Coast College on this program. And you know what I had to do? I got to build a mansion in Nelligo, California. See, maybe you don't realize it. I was 16 years old. 16! I don't know what the hell you're doing. I just know how to play the game and win. I mastered it as a kid. See, when I was being used and abused, I paid attention, read books again and again. That's just me. Any of you can go to school and pass the tests and get the paper. Because nowadays you got all the answers in your cell phone. It's really easy. Back in the old days, we had to work at it. I wonder if we're raising stupid people. They're letting the computer or the phone answer the question. I don't know. So again, what do we do? Now, my next series to help you and people, I wanted a book for every month of the year, 12 books, 12 CDs, and I wanted to call Books for Dummies. The books for dummies are very simple, but that was already taken. So I created basically called the Millionaire's Founders Kit, and that's what it does. Then I actually named it, and I named it after Joanne, because she was basically in my, I was in the first grade. I lived at her house in Delane Street. And what happened with Joanne, she wired Apollo 9, 11, 13. She was a NASA engineer, NASA. Everything hers, you got to build a blueprint. Okay. So I learned the word blueprint as a little boy. I went to the library one day to figure out where's the blueprint. They didn't have one. So understand, today, I want you to take a picture of that. If you ever wanted a copy of the Blueprint of Success, the Millionaire's Founders Kit, sold at the Bonaventure for 32 years every Wednesday night for $5,000 a set. $5,000 a set. Scan it, take a picture. It'll cost you $4.99. Very simple, but it's a today. Call the office, they charge $9.99. Go ahead and call them. Pay a little bit more, it's up to you. Now, what do? Let's focus, okay? I'd like you to focus on you, and I'd like you to think about to see it. To see it means we make a dream list. Here's everything we want. I'm going to hand you $1 million. What are you going to do with it? I got $1 million, we'll buy a house and a car. I would tell you to shut up. Isn't that terrible of me? If I gave you $1 million in cash, ooh, goody. See, this represents a corporation. We would put a CD together the way I designed it for you. we would create a line of credit off the $1 million and put it right back here. You know, when I sit with Warren Buffett years ago, showed him my process of leveraging money, and I can even talk about Ronald Reagan. He's right there on the wall. I can talk about basically who, all right, Fishborn, Mama, oh goody, and then even Clinton's over there too. So I'm teaching people how to get millions and millions of dollars because debt offsets taxes. And I'm teaching them how to leverage money. You win the lottery today, you're going to piss it away because you know what you're doing anyway. Let's do this. If we reference, write down the word reference, 3, okay, the application you fill out now, $1 million in the bank, CD, line of credit back to this, same bank. The reference of 3 gives you, it would look like $300,000 is what it would look like, okay? $300,000, no problem. The bank, if you know what you're doing, will give you 5 times more. That's going to be $1.5 million of credit if you do it my way. Now, why would I want to create a line of credit? Well, A, you've been stealing from your family, which is kind of silly and dumb. I call it kind of stupid. And you've been having the up and down show, and you've been jacking it up and getting stuck. No matter what you do with anybody or me, foundation is the key. But if you don't build foundation, you're just silly. Sorry to say it. It's true. So what do? I want to build a line of credit to grow a business to create debt to offset taxes. Create debt to offset taxes. Create debt to offset taxes. So pay tax, buy a Lamborghini, buy a spaceship, or have a nonprofit. Or leverage the money up and away. So if we can learn to see it, the house, the car, all right, the money, and the franchise. There you go. See, your problem is you don't believe in you. You've been stuck in that job or what you're trying to be an entrepreneur. Good for you. The house, first of all, if you have one, you did basically escrow close, homestead trust. You didn't know what a homestead is or a trust, and you screwed that up too. They should have gave you the keys after it was in the trust, by the way. The house should be bought through the trust in the future. The car. I'm sorry, you see these people on social media. You can only write out this much on the car and do that. Stop. That's crap. Let's understand crap. Crap to me is very simple. Crap. The car you drive today, if you're the registered owner, I'm going to say that's called stupid. You're at Sam's Club. You get a bumpity bump. Ah! Take pictures, call the police right away. When you leave, that person's going to lie to their friends, family, and insurance company. They're going to convince themselves that you were guilty or they're innocent. They're going to be full of you know what. And they're going to blame you. Then they're going to drive down that freeway like you do, and you see all these billboards. Morgan and Morgan. All right, Larry Parker. Wow. All these bloodsucker attorneys going, let me sue everybody for you. When I was a kid, they were called bloodsuckers. Ambulance chasers. They're everywhere now, okay? So if they sue you, because you're a registered owner, you're going to go through the rabbit hole. They're going to take everything you got. They're going to squeeze you. Ah, there you go. Oh, well. So I don't care about your car and your damn write-off because you haven't made the money yet. What I care about is you protecting you and your family. See, you got what I didn't get, and it really bothers me. You got a mommy and a daddy and family. I get shit. Didn't say it, honey, out loud. S-I-T, S-I-T, H-H-I-T, okay. I want you to take the car, or eventually you're going to trade it in to a division car of a corporation. Then you're going to say, I'm driving the company car. It's a write-up for it, not me. All this stupid out there is ridiculous. Money. Your problem is you. How are you going to get the money? Here's $300,000. Would you like it? See, here's credit lines of $150 checkbook money. If I lined you up $100,000 plus, and I say I want you to take $25,000 of this money, and I'd like you to put it into this escrow that's going to give you 25% of ownership of a Wendy's or Jack in the Box or storage unit or laundromat or car wash or apartment complex, which I've done for 49 years, would you do it? See, your whole problem is you. I don't want you to be rich. I want you to focus on $5,000 a month income. Then I want to make it 10. Then I want to multiply it again and again. Okay? I got to the point I was doing $1 million a day in 2006, 7, 8, 9. It's simple. But they got to die to come and be broke and come back again and help you. Okay. See, that money gets you the honey, the franchise, if we play this game. Of course that has to happen during this. What else is new? Okay, all right, this is the way it works. Now, 750 score, here's our problem. Your problem is you, okay? What does that mean, you? Number one, your credit score keeps going up and down because you don't realize there's a graph on everything out there for the credit bureaus. Experian.com, you see the graph. Analytical 750, you see the graph. Then we got Credit Karma. I don't like Credit Karma, sorry. They have two credit bureaus. They don't have the one that we need the most for banks, Experian. They had no funding to help you. So what do? Your problem is you keep playing the up and down show. That's your heartbeat. Getting somebody 150 points in 90 days is easy. All right, and 150 points, 200 points. You see, what you have to understand, what's making the score go up and down is you, but your lack of knowledge, you keep screwing it up. So what is our ultimate goal? It's very simple, okay? I'm Ray Reynolds, Pastor Reynolds, Dr. Reynolds, hey you, all right, whatever you want to say. It's up to you. But understand, I'm training Ken Yarborough, TRW, which stood for The Reports Wrong, Thomas Raymond Woolridge, no problem. This is back in the late 70s and 80s. The goal, and I trained him, I said, we're going to use the oldest credit card we have, and then we should have a rule of 25 to 28% rule. What happens is very simple. These cards here fluctuate. All cards fluctuate, and that's the goal. So if we got these two cards here with stickies, we can maintain the what? The balance of the goal. This is 50,000. I'd rather have basically 10 of the $10,000 cards, 10 of them. That would be the goal. If we have a $10,000 card and you go to dinner and go shopping, you kind of screw it up. If you take that card and keep it at 29%, your score never drops. You can get more. Your problem is you jacked up the wrong damn card, and that's what the goal is. So when we don't know what to do, you've been listening to your friends and family, a bunch of ding-dongs as far as I'm concerned, and you drop your score because you jacked up the wrong card. These don't fluctuate, ever. I got him to do a POT, paid over time limit, 100,000 up to that. So that means they don't fluctuate. We have the ability to do one thing, okay, for what? We go through a year. We need 100,000 personal credit. If we're in debt 29,000, that leaves us 74,000 of safety. These cards maintain your score to 750 because you don't jack it up because they don't fluctuate. So knowing rules and tools are pretty simple, okay? We'll have to thank that neighbor for that. It's nice, okay? They know we're broadcasting, all right? Sometimes they're poops. Whose car was it? Whose? Jay? Does Jay work here tomorrow? All right, we're going to find out. I'm going to have a call on stage with Jay. So let's see. If we fluctuate and the score goes up and down, what did you do? I lost my job, got an emergency, blah, 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 blah. When you jack up your score and you drop your score, can't get any more, you're stuck. Most of you are good people, but you screwed up the credit. And then it makes you feel terrible. I want you to listen to the rules and tools. I want you to master them 100%. I can get any person, I'll call them a ding-dong if they don't listen, to a 750. If we take the time, and this is just what I got as the visions I got it when I was 4 years old. If we could see it, we can believe it, write it down, and pray and go get it. That's simple. Sometimes I forget, and it's like, I don't want to, but I do because it's like, ah. Then I realize I don't forget anything. It kind of sucks. So the goal is simple. To see it, to believe it, go get it. If we could do this. Now, when I got dropped off right down to Beach Pier, I was 3.5 years old. Mrs. Hope, the she-devil from hell, drops me off, rolls down her window, and said, if you're not here at 5 o'clock, I'll leave you there to die. Her eyes went red, too, all the time. I ran over to the pier, Redondo Beach Pier. You could see Marina del Rey, Torrance Rocks, Palos Verdes, and Rat Beach. What I saw was money. Money. See, money gets you the honey. The honey could be the house or the car. Now, I did a couple things. First, I had to eat out of a trash can because I was hungry. Then I stole off the pier. I stole off the pier because I wanted to get some more food. I got caught. He grabs my hand, and he says, boy, that's what he says 3 times. He says, take out my trash, or I'll call the police. I was known as boy till I was 9.5 years old. Clean the chum bucket, do this and that, do the Tony's restaurants and the owners to go to the palace or these mansions on the weekend and shovel horse and you know what. So I got to be boy. What I did is I also look at the people who have money. See, I don't think you pay attention. I think you're letting life pass you by and you just, I gather magazines. You know, you watch some of these silly people on social media. Well, KFC did this. Stop. Do you know the real history behind it? Well, yeah, you tried to sell this recipe 1,000 times. There's more to it. Who's the founder of Wendy's? Where did he work? What about the Dodge brothers? Did they work for Ford? See, this is the problem. These people with a little bit of knowledge have no idea what they're talking about. Kennedy's, Hilton's, Firestones, Gettys, and Fords. They did not set up their children to have to pay tax. All right, when someone died, they took over the goodies and an officer's list. See, you're not building a legacy. You're not building one at all. Anybody in your life who's passed so far, maybe got a little money or house or some probate. Without the legacy, I call that stupid. Sorry, that's just my belief. We have choices. I want you to write down irrevocable trust. I want you to write down UCC 1. All right, you're great. Okay, Tony, if I'm so great, why? Why? Out of 50 million clients that I've saved their life, I can't get a damn review. I want to cancel them all. It pisses me off. Well, did I say how I really feel? Can you imagine? I saved someone's life and I can't get a damn review. Are you freaking kidding me? 8 lousy reviews out of 50 million people. Yeah, you got those ones from years ago. When I was in a damn coma and came out in 2011, there were 9 people pretending to be me. Robert had to sue them all. Because I'm the real Ray Reynolds. Please stand up. Their crap screwed up. It's my fault? It's like anyone else. Every one of these people that ever say something about me, I'll say, here, let me hand you $1,000. Remove your review. 1,000 in cash. No questions asked. I don't care if I screwed up, someone else did. So many people giving blah, blah, blah. So if I'm great, where's my review? Business, 44 years. You fell off the ladder. Now you're on workman's comp. Still down. Okay, making what? See, you have to understand that foundation. Your foundation is what you need to understand. That foundation can replace you. Replace you. You got to fire you. You keep bringing the pain home, which is stupid. Why would anybody do that? It's we the people. We have a constitutional right. We the people, the constitutional right. But the problem is nobody wanted to learn how to play the game and win. That's what sucks. Irrevocable trust. Write it down. Do not name it after you and your family because that's called stupid. UCC 1, the entitlement of ownership. You drive through your house, you walk through that house today, you take pictures. That's where you take pictures. The office, all the goodies, okay? See, you have to understand, it's a mindset. If you focus on the discipline and all your goodies are tied to UCC 1, which you're going to use as a chattel mortgage when we lease out a property too, and what happens when we die? I want everything I do to be left in nothing. I leave nothing to anybody. See, the goal is to leave it in the corporation, and my son is the vice president. He's only 12, by the way. He takes over all. As long as I don't change ownership, there's no taxation. I don't understand why people make things difficult. It's never been difficult, but we have to learn to play. Irrevocable trust. There's the goal. Irrevocable trust. If we protect our assets, we will not bring the pain home. Let me say it one more time. If we protect our assets, we will not bring the pain home. Your problem is you. Sorry. It's true. Today, all right, you lost your job. Oh! Can't say the word I used to say. What am I going to do? I don't have a job next week. Oh! 8 months later, what I got? See, you take bad credit and you drag it with you and you screw it up again and again. See, if you had the foundation, you can make sure you don't bring the pain home. I promised myself before I get married, if I get married and have kids, that I would have a foundation not to bring the pain home. And if I didn't have that, I'd never get married. And that was my promise to myself. Because I never wanted to bring the pain home. I don't want to be like that. I'm one of the few, not one of the many. Simple. Credit. Today we would take, like the gentleman here, he's, fell off a ladder, all that stuff, no problem. All right, I'll pray for you today too. What do? We take any credit he has and increase the limits, okay? Phase 1. Phase 2, he's military. I'm going to get a Navy to get him up to $50,000 line of credit and about $80,000 on cards. I don't want him to jack it up, but he's military. He gets an access code. I only got mine because I got sucked into this program through, Orange Coast College for the government program years ago as a kid. See, if we analyze, again, I can tell every one of you what you need to do, and within 90 days you can have a 750 score. My average client has a 750 plus. So what do? Now, I do not do credit repair, and I'll show you why. I want to get you 100,000 of credit. I'd like to get you 10 of these, okay? Now, 2 of these. Now, then I'd like to get you these because they don't fluctuate. They're unlimited up to $1 million. I want you to stop screwing up. Unfortunately, your lack of knowledge is your stupidity. You're not stupid, but you do stupid. So did I in the past too. So what do? Now, we have to understand a corporation is a legal person, public record. It doesn't pay tax till it's profitable. You have a corporation today, it's very simple. When they sue it, they sue you. You're the officer, you're on the bank account too. Now, I'm going to go to the board and ask you to write. I hope you write with me. Okay? We're going to write. You ready to write? Now, they didn't. I already wrote on it. I made a mess already. Isn't that terrible of me? See, years ago, I had my Vanna white. I did. Before I turned around, it was always nice and clean. But again, when you die from a coma and you lose 3.7 billion, you have to build up to millions of billions again, you get to clean your own whiteboard. Okay, remember, white boys jump, so do white men. There's my board. We get to play the game and we get to win. Isn't that fun? We do it again and again. All right, as we play this game, what do we get to do? All right, let's do this. Here's you. Now, this is the person who said he fell off a ladder, okay? Here he is. Let's pretend you are that person. Now, we have this problem. When you were 14 to 16 years old, 14 to 16, you were told to get an SSN. Okay, so let's write down SSN. You didn't realize you signed and you filled out a form called SS5. Okay, this all equals a 1040 tax return. You see, the IRS never tells us these things. You have to guess as you're screwing them up. And that's how it works, okay? If we understand that, what do we get to do? You're able, and it's up to you, to have 3 divisions of you. I created the division process in 1985-86 because I didn't want to pay franchise tax fee over $1 million plus a year. If we create a line of defense, every one of these can have an SS4. The SS4 form, public record, you can download one today, is a universal form the IRS created anyway. For people, corporations, and entities. Write down people, corporations, entities. We could create our line of defense here. So our guy that fell off the ladder and all that stuff, what he needs to do? Build a foundation, one piece at a time. It's like Billy. When I met Billy, he was laying outside Bank of America on the ground. All right, I go, what's going on? Well, how are you feeling? See, everybody wants to walk around Billy. No. How you doing? Are you okay? Can I get you a donut or coffee or something, please? He's military. If you don't get off your assets and help people, what the hell are you? We got to be compassionate and help people. Billy got to the point, he's outside the banks and the grocery store, said, Billy, do me a favor. I want to give you some money and pass on some flyers. No. What do you mean no? Billy's story was his wife cheated on him while he was overseas, or he was deployed. Came back and it broke his heart. Then he got into drugs and drinking and all this crap. I told Billy he's not manning up. Sorry. You got to man up and realize there's a better woman for you. I'm sorry, there's a better one for you. She wasn't good enough for you anyway. Billy actually passed out flyers and brochures for 9 months. Billy has an 810 score now. He has a $1 million company in division process. And he does outreach for other military people. See, helping people, that's the goal. So if Billy can do referral based, so can that person or other people, or build a foundation. Now, we got to go to the corporation now. You have an LLC. Fantastic. I got a limited liability company. Still a corporation. I got an LLP. I got an S Corp. I got a C Corp. I got a nonprofit. I got a PC. Ooh, goody. Which means you have a corporation. Who cares in the beginning? I don't care what kind you have in the beginning. We're going to change it my way anyway because it's going to make sense to you. So what do? If a corporation does business, they sue you. I call that silly and dumb. Corporation should be a management company. So this corporation here should be basically a management company. Management. So if we did this correctly, this management company, just like your Bank of America, just like your Cities and Groceries, or your Chase, U.S. Bank, B of A. See, the banks like B of A here, they have branches. They bankrupt branches, file bankruptcies here, and keep all the assets here, and they're doing tax balance with the IRS. And that's what's happening. But because you're not playing this way, you keep bringing the pain home to you. I call that silly and dumb, by the way. If we take the time today, I'm writing. What should you be doing? Write! If you don't put this in your brains and process it, you'll never get there. You can do everything on its own, basically on the social media, blah, 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 all day long. Without a foundation, you're going to bring the pain home. 2, 4, 6, 7, and 8, and 9. See, the reality for me is I created something in 85, 86 that made some sense to me. This is called the line of defense. If I have a corporation, no matter what type it is in the beginning, and let's say I have 9 houses, each division will have a house. See, this represents 9 loans at the bank and 9 lines of credit up to $100,000 each, which means that equals 18, which is over $1 million. Building $1 million company or corporation, my best time was 6 days. My best other time was 9 days when I was the opening show for the American Success Journal years ago, Channel 9 TV. So what do? This needs to be 18, by the way. 9 location, 9 for lines of credit equals 18. See, what you have to realize is what happened in front of you, you could have did all the time, but you didn't pay attention. The bank files bankruptcy on branches, so do grocery stores, so do cities. The United States of America Incorporated creates a Chapter 9 bankruptcy under the Federal Protection Act. Cities bankrupt debt and stay in business in front of you. Me, I want to know how it works. That's what I've always done my whole life. If we did this correctly, what are we going to do next? Let's watch. If I get $100,000 of a credit card, I just popped someone $100,000 on a credit card a little while ago. All credit cards are allowed to daisy chain because I invented daisy chain in '88. That means one card literally can turn into 99 more cards. If we build the corporation card and multiply by divisions, one card can be $1 million of credit. Your problem is you having excuses. Most of you have pissed away $50,000 to $100,000 in your life. You're 35 to 75, and now you're very disappointed. But that's on you. You're disappointed because you brought the pain home. Knock it off. I don't understand. I don't understand, stupid. All right, I don't like doing stupid. So this could be the American dream, if you want to be. But again, that's the only way you're going to get it. So do all the other things out there. And put your baseball cap backwards and go blah, 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 blah. They're all experts. But again, corporations should have 100,000 times 9. That's one card, and that's 1 out of 10 cards that I like. Got it so far? Corporate credit doesn't show up on personal credit file. The only one that does is Spark card from Capital One. My first storage unit I did with my ex-father-in-law, Dr. Robert Solty's LA School Board years ago. Bob, you want to play? Sure, why not, Ray? Okay. We bought it into the corporation structure. He has his corp, my corp. See, that means we're going to share an entity called a division. He gets certificate of ownership, 50-50. Got it so far? It's not who's controlling 51% crap. You have your own corp. The reality is you share a piece. No problem. I got, and so did he, $17,350 a month. Is that good? Corporation absorbs the money. Absorbs the money. Doesn't pay tax till it's profitable, and debt can also offset the taxes, and then you can find a way to get a paycheck, which I haven't had for 40 years. Why would I want one of those damn things? So what do? Here's your problem. You sit at the kitchen table with your friends and family. Honey, we're all going to start a business. Oh, goody. We're going to jack up the cards, going to drop the score, get stuck, can't get it anymore. We're going to hawk the house. We're going to bring the pain home to you and me, and we're going to be stupid. That's what you did. See, you're not stupid. What you did was stupid. Why would you jack up the wrong damn card? Huh? I don't get it. The only excuse I always hear, now, wouldn't tell me, Ray. Who told me? I had to create rules and tools. Your choice is simple. Please plan the problem. Please plan the old crappity crap day, please. Yesterday, we lost a lot of money. Spectrum. Kind of give me credit for what, a month? No. I'm going to get my money, okay? Believe me. And if the judge has to give me the money, we're going to get the money. Spectrum, you're not going to get away with that. If you screw your client, you pay them what they lost. Because that's what it says in the FCC. Rules and tools. Daisy chaining. I set up a dashboard in 1987 while I'm training Ken Yarborough. Okay. What do we get to do? 1 card times 9. Huh. So if you would daisy chain a card, or I'll teach you, I'll do it for you, I could take 1 card times 9 plus the parent company, and that could be $1 million of credit off 1 damn card. 1 card. Would that be okay? Then they offer a blueprint loan for $250,000 too. Wow. We could play. There's the dashboard. Set up credit files under SS4. When you give me a name of a person, corporate division, no problem. I get to put it in the system. I get to create an entity, listen to the word entity, write it down, and I can use SSN or SS4, either one. And then I want to do it on behalf of an entity or division, no problem. So we could actually play the game. Now what happens? We have to understand the IRS doesn't tell us this. You went to basically Social Administration, that's IRS. You fill out the SS5, the SSN, 1040 tax return. But if you were born in 71, it changed the rules. Nixon took the gold standard out. Every woman had to basically sign that SS5 at the hospital before she can take her baby home. So SSN is 1040, SS4, it could be 1120 or 1065. Look at line 1 there. This form was classified as a universal form way before you use your SSN on credit purposes, which you're not supposed to. It's right there. Entity. Ooh, an entity. Ooh. Each credit file or each division has its own entity. I got 6 beautiful kids and 13 grandkids. I have credit each of them, right? So do you, whatever numbers you have. Okay. If we look at my dashboard, when I get a card off my card, see, I don't believe in trade line crap. I believe it's fraud, my opinion. If I take one of the cards, personal business, on the dashboard, I add you to the card, okay? All right, I will pop it when your credit is where it needs to be and aligned. Now what happens? I'm allowed to ask for separate billing or reapply. I never go reapply, I always go separate billing. See, it says right there, optional. See, the SSN is optional in the application. I don't have to put it there till I want to daisy chain the credit. Is that important to all of us? So this person who has some problems, a division of them could circumvent that and get around and rebuild themselves as long as they have no intent to do fraud. So how many divisions do I need? 18. 9 for line lines of credit, 9 for 9 locations. See, our problem we have right now is 2025 is almost over. You're in your 4th quarter. You're running out of time. I don't control it, neither do you. So again, if we had 9, it's 18. 18 is 36. 36 is 72. It's a numbers game. In my books, literally 40 years ago, here's the corp, here's the division, here's subdivisions as well. I invented the division process, period, for all 50 states that approved. You can play the game if you want to. That did create up to $16 million of credit using the Winning Game of Business series from there. See, you need to understand there's only 10 cards that are worth the darn. Only 10. All right, that's $100,000 for you. And the corporation has $1 million. Is that okay? Each division should have $1 million as well. Isn't that the goal? Its own P&L, profit and loss statement, have some fun. So the foundation is key so we don't have ourselves to be that 90% that fail and fall on our face. So getting you 2 personal business cards. American Express cards, they don't fluctuate. They offer 99 more, which is crazy. All right, if I got you a pack of 10, what we did basically 2006, 7, 8, 9, we'd actually separate the billing within 6 months. I made it $1 million. People would pay me $100,000 10 times a day for that. Okay, simple. So a pack of 10. We could play the game and win. That's the ultimate goal. So if I daisy chain one card on the corporation, so understand, you, corp divisions, building separate files, separate cards, so it can finance itself. Because when we have that old blankety blank day, we get rid of a division. We never hurt the corp or our family, because that's what you've been doing all the time anyway. We have to circumvent that. So it's like, why would you want to call with me? Well, A, I can increase your credit scores. I can help you, teach you the rules and tools, hold your hand, answer your questions, and I might log into your bank accounts or log into your credit cards and increase your limits if you want to. But a call with me at the office is $500. Here, broadcast is $3.99 if you did it today. But it's very simple. It's going to be up to you as we play the game. I'm going to say Zelle, Zelle, Zelle. So take your picture of this screen right here, because there's the Zelle information. I love the fact that Zelle was purchased by the 6 banks. All right, July 6, 2022. But I'm always going to say Zelle, 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 now. That's just been me. And then at the end of the day, I'm going to say, always good. Thank you, Jesus. So 800-254-9506 if you don't Zelle. They'll charge you 5% on the card. Simple. What do? What I always did for years, because I don't own Lamborghinis and Ferraris and never have, never will, they're owned through the division process. I get to play, but I get to own the keys. Boom, boom, boom. Here's the keys of that one. An LP 640. Now, in the auditors in 2011, they're giving me crap. I'm trying to get my goodies back because I died and came back and it was all gone. I had to rebuild it again. Now with the stuff they stole away, okay, it's a fight. The auditor, head of the auditing, says, I don't drive a Lamborghini, why do you? I'm a smart SOB and you're an idiot, sir. I'm sorry, that's what I said. What'd you say? Then the other auditor says, you can't write it off. Not all of it, because you got to drive it home. Okay. As I'm listening to his blah, 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 simple. If you notice the doors say the Ray Reynolds University on the doors, the license plate at the front, and even on the windshield. All 4 sides. And I said, excuse me, if you have a marketing tool on the car, you can drive it home. Oh, that's true. Do you have one? Of course I do. The next thing is I'm going to say there's a problem here too. What's the problem? I don't own the car, I just got the keys. This car was basically financed to a division of a corporation at fleet price. Huh? You see, ding-dongs are out there in this world today giving their opinions. A lot of ding-dongs with their baseball caps backwards, acting like they're experts. Wow. So pay tax, buy a Lamborghini, or buy a spaceship, or have a nonprofit. You can offset the taxes. See, we want to pay as much tax as we have to, not to be overtaxed. NACB certified me. Why? I'm the guy that created the rules of 25, 29% rule. Simple. From there, if we balance our debt, we can learn not to screw it up anymore. See, the problem with most people, probably you, after you get it repaired, which is I'm against anyway, or rebuilt, no matter what, if you don't have a foundation, you're going to screw it up again and again. Come on, look at your life. You've screwed it up 30 times probably. But again, that's what they say. Now, one thing that bothers me on social media, a lot of things bother me, and I have to master that too in my spare time, is I watch several people say, you need a Capital One secure card. You need a Capital One to start your credit file. See, that's plain stupid, okay? See, you, listening to friends and family, kind of screwed it up. One of my new books is very simple. It's called Starting Out Right, all right? This is for people in high school and college. If you let me start your file, which I like to do for them, get them their first credit card, no problem. The ultimate goal is we have to play the game. I popped 3 of them today before this, each at $2,000 each. Is that a good starter? Now, someone says, well, I don't want you to put, I'm doing myself. Okay, good for you. You don't need Capital One because that's a negative. That's an inquiry. That would bring your score down before you build it up. So the answer is no. The goal would be an open sky card if you don't want me to do it for you. $200 in the card, spend $25, no inquiry. So for every high schooler, do you know, or in college, let them get the free download. It's free. Free. Got it so far? Free download. You can call the office at 800-254-9506 But again, what do we want to do? Our goal is to realize that all cards fluctuate but 2. Write it down again and again. all cards but two. So if we want to get to the $1 million dream, we're going to finance our way because we don't have the money anyway, and you maintain a 750 score. You don't jack it up again and again. Now, some credit repair companies, maybe they do a good job, maybe they don't. All I know is when they indicted Daniel, he was basically the founder of the credit repair cloud, recruiting people to get in the credit repair business. They indict the guy. He's going to go to prison. Okay. Now, the Federal Trade Commission says credit repair is against the law. They're not allowed to collect money up front. We do credit rebuilding to help people to get to the American dream. But again, it's like this building I'm standing in here is a 501c3 exemption, which you're allowed to as long as you educate. That's what we do. Credit repair is a fraud. But maybe some work. I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe you get lucky. But we get people calling every day that they got ripped off by these other companies. Okay. Now, what you might want to do for yourself is take a picture again. This is Winning the Credit Game I wrote 40 years ago. It's been a download free now for people, all right, no matter for everyone in the world. And all these people are using my books anyway. See, I wrote the original books. You understand that? So what happens is it's a free download, and it's called Winning the Credit Game. There's letters to creditors and credit bureaus for you to help you. Now, the next thing is I watch on social media about debt consolidation or this and that. You need to do this or that, and they call you. Why don't they just give you the truth in debt crisis intervention, my system that I created years ago on the credit bureaus? You need a copy of the Fair Debt Collections Practices Act right there. Take a picture, scan it. See, we should all be helping each other as much as we can for free, and then say, you do it or I'll do it for you. You pay a little fee. Simple. It doesn't make sense to me. Now, you might want to visit my library on Amazon. There you go. Take a picture and find out I've written over 65 books or so far more, having some fun. So there's your Zelle. Again, simple to do. You do it now. And then you can always call the office at 800-254-9506. Now, I'm a firm believer of Spearing.com. Their dashboard, I like it. I like Analytical 750 score because it does a lot more. But again, it's going to be up to you. I really don't like Credit Karma. I think they should be fired. They're basically very difficult. There's no fund to help you, and they don't have all three bureaus anyway. Chase Bank wants to look at Experian. If I get you Chase Freedom or Sapphires, no interest up to 22 months, the business, they have 6 ink cards, they don't show up on credit file. They want to see Experian. You take your picture, very simple, and you get the Experian, and let me line it up for you and have some fun, but it's up to you. Now, Analytical is going to analyze you the first time for free. They're going to be calling you every 46 days to bug you and tell you what's next. They are what's next at $25 a month. Now, if you're part of LifeLock, you don't need that. They were indicted 6 times as well. Last indictment's $100 million. Analytical is part of the black web as well, and you get all that coverage of $2 million bond for $25 a month. Then their next part of their app coming out is Dun & Bradstreet, Experian, Treasury, and Equifax for business credit. Business credit, because you'll need that too. One source to do it all and rebuild everybody. That's the ultimate goal. It's one of my dreams for the last 20 years. The goal is to repackage it like Humpty Dumpty. What do we get to do? Simple. Here's chapter 18. Remember, I heard it's a corporation as a legal person when I was 7.5 years old. 7.5 years old, I get to hear this. And that's what happens. I get to hear this, and I don't really understand it. I'm in the corner at a poker game, Mrs. Hope. Okay, no problem. So I ride my bicycle down to the Torrance Police Department the next day. Right? Because there's a library next door. Ma'am, what does this mean? Again, she was rude. I was looking for a blueprint. It says, may sue or be sued. It's right there. The bottom says, not required to file a fictitious business name. I went to the library almost every day till I was 9.5 years old. I felt that was wrong. Now, I started my first corporation when I was 9.5 for $10. $10, okay? So our problem on corporations and divisions right now is we're running out of time. Running out of time. We, to get credit for a person, corp, division, no problem, cards and everything else, line of credit has to be 2 years old. The banks require that for the corps and the divisions. So I'd tell you to get them filed now. Less than 60 days left. Helping Hand is my first corporation. I was 9.5 years old. Okay, very simple. So I started Helping Hand Industries. Okay, I got $100,000 credit in the mail. It freaked us out. Mrs. Hope called Ted Turner. How do you do that? Is he a crook? I had to explain to Ted Turner there's 26 ways to use the SS4. I just thought he was stupid, to be honest with you. So that corp today is $30. You got 30 bucks? I got named in the movie Dave as well. So if we understand, it's like when I started the Orange County Blind Center, I used the word Braille and they sued me for that too, because the Braille Institute owns the name. I had to learn all that too. You learn life by doing life. The lie happens to be you. Your CPAs and attorneys and corporate service, I think, lied to you. You see, the corporate protects you, does not. If you sign for the building, the car, or the credit card, you guaranteed it, and you got people on social media, you can bankrupt and get another one. I believe that's kind of fraud, but again, that's up to you. If you signed it, you guaranteed it. So if you bankrupt the corp, they still gamped you. If you have a division process or division of you, they don't get to do that. See, you're having your line of defense. That's the goal, to build a line of defense and never bring the pain home. So the ability to play. So the corporation, as far as I'm concerned, is allowed 4 things. That's it. Do whatever you want. I'm going to say buffer tax or tax due to your profitable corporate credit write-off, car fleet price, and hotel free buffet. I'm going to say your divisions are your line of defense. If your corporation has a division and it disconnects isolate corporate, let's understand what it means. If one of these slip and fall here, we get to disconnect, isolate, incorporate like your banks do, like your cities, your grocery stores, and your what? So we can save the other pieces. So if you don't basically have a foundation, that's why most people end up being the duck or the sheep. Wholesale price, credit bureaus, line of defense. Now, the investment group that we have is very simple. The investment group that we have is going to go public. The reality is it's going to be worth about $10 billion, have some fun with. This is our investment group that you get to play the game and line you up for, by the way. What do? There's 3 things. You do it all. I'll help and tell you how. We do it together. I'm a CFO for you, one of them, and you gave me power to be the attorney in fact. We do it all. If I do all the work, because you're not really to be an entrepreneur, what is the goal? Is to play the game. Is that too loud? So let's turn it down. Okay. So let's think. We allocated $10 million and served by the attorneys and everything else. So when my vice president of the company, his name is Santos, all right, takes a project, it's very simple. The project, for instance, here's a full car wash. They want $1 million. We get it, the car wash, as divisions, and we basically have you, all right, put $25,000 in from a line of credit we build you. We'll probably put 4 people in that. So that's $100,000 as the down payment, 10%. All right, what does that do? It helps you get about to $5,000 a month income to the corporation. You're getting a certificate of ownership to an escrow company. We never want that money. You're going to write the check to the company, escrow. This one here is $1.1 million. Same thing again. So we get to play this game, and it's laundromat, storage unit, Wendy's restaurants, Jack in the Box, all the things that I call the necessity business since I was a little kid, and I call it auto income. So the goal is to play the game. This represents, and back then I had $2.2 billion in real estate and 21 cars, part of the collection. Now, I'm do my own thing. I'm one of the few, not one of the many. My suit would match the car. So would the watch. I always match everything. That's how it is. The cologne I'd wear, it would match if it's a black suit or black shirt, it's a black cologne. Simple. I don't want to think about it. So this was basically having fun with 21 cars at the time as well. The car collection. That is 1,013 divisions. My professor years ago said, Ray, you're paranoid. Hell yes. I don't want anybody to steal my goodies. There's always somebody trying to hurt me and take it away. I learned that as a kid. The boring and steady is going to be you. I've been teaching and preaching boring and steady for 49 years, by the way. I want you to have your camera and your cell phone ready to go. Take your picture. That should be, again, a laminated in color. Put on your refrigerator, your desk, or work. It should be your screensaver. There's, I believe, where you screwed up. You have wasted $50,000, $100,000 in your life so far. If we line you up a little bit, could you basically put some money in an escrow on the lines of credit I build you? I help you get the process done. Hey, I'll do all the work for you too. Then you're going to give it to escrow. I don't want that money ever. What do? We basically win the game of business. So if you want, take a picture. This is Wendy's storage unit, 4plexes, apartment complex. An apartment complex is going to need 125 divisions minimum because I'm going to transfer you and show you how to become the bank. I created a form in 1988, assignment of mortgage. See, all my little forms out there for years used to be at the stationery stores as well, little kits. I've been around a long time. So if you want to partner with me, it's simple. Now, I had 2 people, all right? One's going to basically, wire the other day, and he's going to blow it, because if he doesn't, and then I got to give it away. I got 9 people lined up that say they want to partner with you right now. There's only one problem. I'm going to do 3 calls a day and broadcast every day too. I have position for 1, that's it. Whoever gets the next one wins. That's how it works. I'd like to get you $200,000 of credit, $100,000 of personal business. The blueprint call. I'd like to coach you for 12 months, and every 3 weeks I'm on the phone telling you what to do. Now, that used to cost $100,000 back in 2006, 7, and 8, 9. Today it is $27,000. There you go. If you did it today right away, it's $19,999, so it's 20 grand. Save $7,000, no problem. If you don't need the credit and the other goodies, what we're going to do is very simple. I'm going to do it for $10,000 today if it's done today. I got 1 opening. And I've had 3 people, up to 9 people bouncing all week. I'm going to do this. Stop. BS does not pay the bill. So again, you do it or you don't. Simple as how it works. $10,000, our goal is to line you up for an escrow. You're stuck with me every 3 weeks on the phone. I'm going to be bossing you around. We're going to do it my way. Why? I think your way sucks. When we partner up, you don't have the bank accounts to verify income and how you process this. It's a corporate what? We work together. I have bank accounts that show average balance of thousands and millions of dollars all the time. And then the transactions, they need 30 and what? I got 30,000 last month. So the 1,000 rules and tools we need to get to the $1 million dream is very, very simple. How to play. The Millionaire's Founders Kit, the blueprint of success. We get to play. Sold at the Bonaventure, once again, 32 years every week for $5,000 a set. But that's just me. Now, 2009, my life changed. We all have an old crappity crap day. 2009, I got 3 yachts in the backyard. I got the largest U-Dock in Huntington Harbor. Wife says she wants to take out 72 people. That's the middle yacht. Why not? No problem. So when I had a virus, the next day I am. I'm in the hospital. I can't move. I'm in a coma. I can hear everything, but no one's listening to me. It's freaking me out. July 5th, I get to die at 5:41. Kind of sucks. Now, my wife calls Ron at the office, my district manager. He drives a U-Haul truck to the office and steals books and CDs. You think you can count on people, right? Well, the reality is Tom, my IT manager, I got 50 million people in my database, sells it to the highest bidder, which is a porn site. Never called the phone number. So again, who do I trust? God, me, my wife. That's it. And my kids. We have to realize that's a Zelle if you want to copy today. Very simple. Okay, and it's a now, or call the office, 800-254-9506. Now, out of the turds giving me crap online years ago, all right, you have people like 2 attorneys that were just barred this year. See, they kept lying, all right, because why? I give corporations for free. They sell them for $5,000. Now they're liars or no longer attorneys. If you want a corporation today, take a picture, scan it, get a free corporation. Pay you a little filing fee. I don't like liars. I'll help the devil if he showed up today. But again, it's like earlier today. Why don't my clients give me good reviews? I don't get it. 50 million people. They don't have the time, but I change their lives every day. Wow. Here's some of the classes in rotation. Tomorrow I'm doing Dun & Bradstreet, 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. If you take a picture of this and scan and put yes, I'll text you or send you the link if you want to go to Dun & Bradstreet tomorrow or spend the whole day with me. What do we get to do? I don't do shared office space anymore. The big building in Nevada I had years ago, because in 2009 it was the largest registered agent in the world. Sold 10 times Nevada Corp. Anybody on this planet today? You don't need Nevada until you're in the profit zone anyway. All right, I'm not going to lease you shared office space. If you want, I'll lease you 12 feet out of my building. Then it's not classified shared office space. Your bank's going to want a real address. They can verify mine for you. Up to you. But again, what do? Our goal is this. How many divisions do I need? If I want a division today, I have to understand something. 9 should be 18. That gives me 9 lines of credit, 9 buildings or 9 houses or 9 something. If one screws up, I can get rid of the bad piece. So 9 should always be 18. 18 should be 36, 36, 72. That's the goal. Well, remember, that's in my book 40 plus years ago when I invented division process. That was up to $16 million of credit. American Express Gold and Platinum course. They don't fluctuate. We're going to build our lives and never jack up our credit again. What do? 100,000 to 1 million. They offer 99 more cards. Call with me today is $3.99. You ought to do it right away. What do? Manageable debt, 100,000 of personal, 1 million of corporate credit, auto income, of course, and leverage money. If we leverage money, we get to win. This is called winning the game of business again and again, by the way. If I take all the credit here, no matter what it is, and I line it up and I position it right. That means if I take this stack here and I use borrow money, it's not taxable, and I get to buy the lifetime income. Where you screwed up all the money you pissed away, you should own 25% of a Wendy's restaurant, a Subway or bonus store or shopping center or whatever, even a Jack in the Box, a fourplex, an apartment complex. I believe you screwed up. Sorry, that's just my opinion. What is our goal? Now, in 1988, I had a big problem. At that time, I had 53 million of credit cards. They're shrinking my limits. What do you do when they shrink your limits? I don't know. Okay. Well, I went back to the library. We didn't have our cell phones answer all the questions like a bunch of dummies do today. Sorry, that's what I believe. So I wrote the book called Buckets of Money. I took 4.9 million of that credit and I loaned it out. And that buckets of money were 190,000 a month. Library told me C191D, okay. Corporation can loan out money privately. Let's do that. So I created a matrix, one 4.6, one basically 16, one for 32. I kept building the credit up and away. The notes behind that were $1.1 billion, by the way. And that's from 1989, having some fun. So you're going to need Dun & Bradstreet, so take a picture of that as well. I want to load you up with all the knowledge you need, then put you to class so we can work through the process to learn how to play the game. Analytica will help you with that too. Now, Linda is great. She's from 1986. I've made her $1 million or 5+ times over the years. Linda came to my Eagles Nest program in 1986 and spent $2,000. It cost her $26 a month. She financed it. Linda been basically having fun. She took the Blueprint apartment. Again, now it's called Blueprint Apartment. It used to be the Hyatt in Texas. And again, what did it take her? 1 year and 210 days. So take your picture, let Linda tell from her own voice and her lips to you how I've helped her make her up to $5 million at a time, playing the game to win. So again, that's about a $27 million project. If you and I line up to get an apartment complex, you could put your $25,000 or whatever it is on the line of credit. We're going to give you an opportunity. Would you like to have 25, 50, or 75%? Use the line of credit, no problem. Let's say it's going to give you that $10,000 a month, no problem. That's great. I'm going to turn around. If you want to be part of becoming the bank, you can do that too. If not, you just get your 10, I'll do the rest. You see, behind the scenes, I'm going to do the assignment of mortgage. The firm I created in 1988. I'm going to take it to turn it to $39,500 to $126,000 a month. I want to be the bank. That's who wins the game. They say they want $3 million, seller finance. Okay, they want 10% down. Well, let's see, we put 10% down, 300,000. So let's put 6 people, 50,000 in it, no problem. Numbers don't lie, just people do. So now we got a monthly payment minus the income. Now we have 13,452. Well, it's really not enough. That makes about 3,000 plus or 4,000, okay. But how do we make more? I split deed them all. And I basically do assignment of mortgage. The assignment of mortgage turns into $76,800 a month. See, you should always become the bank, by the way. The bank always wins. That's the goal. It should be your choice. If you took the picture of the Wendy's, storage unit, laundromats, fourplex, apartment complex, great, you should have. What do we do? Division. If I set up a name of a person or company you give me, on the dashboard I can create a credit file, Experian, Treasury, and Equifax. It sets it to file. I do not need a tax ID at the beginning. The credit history establishes it. No problem off my credit. What do? When I daisy chain the credit and ask for separate billing, then we can up for tax ID. We don't need it until then. So if you want a division with 3, Experian, Treasury, and Equifax and history to it, it's $1,000. Today, the discount is 3 with or without credit, 9 or 12. If you did this discount in Zelle, or basically call the office right away, I'm going to double the numbers for you. I will double the numbers. 3 will be 6, 9 is 18, and 12 is 24. But that's only online. If you don't do it while I'm online, then you can call the office and pay as much as they charge you. Now, Do you want to be a millionaire? Yeah, no. Say no, please. I'm not a millionaire. I've controlled billions and millions of dollars, no problem, and having fun, but I have nothing in my name. I'm just a puppet master. I would like you to say I want to be a millionaire corporation. 9 divisions, 9 lines of credit. That would give you up to $100,000 a month if that's what you want, auto income. The goal is to play it. You win the lottery today, and you get these attorneys and CPAs. I challenge them all just for the fun of it. All right, they're going to have to pay tax rate on the money they earn on that interest. Oh, because they cash out. Stupid. You're entitled to do a division of you and add it to the corporate bank account. You write me a check today to Ray Reynolds, I can't bank it in a personal account because I don't have one. Haven't had one for 40 years. Will I put it in a division to the corporation to tax ID? Of course I will. If we take the lottery, this is whatever you want to do. This is, that's what I would tell you to do. You would sit down with the banker. You got a check for $1 million. I would ask the bank, a division of the corporation, to give me a line of credit off the money. I would make sure the debt offset the taxes 100% and play the game to win. Why the Warren Buffetts or the Elon Musk or basically Bezos can never stop is because they have the bouncy ball up, up, and away. They stop, they'd have to pay tax. Who wants to pay tax on billions? You need $25,000 a day. Office is $2,500. Their discount earlier was $9.99. Here you go. For $9.99, you get $25,000 in credit. If you do it now, doing online. If you Zelle, you save 10% on top of that. If you want $50,000, I bill you and the corporation, either one, instead of $5,000, it's $29.99. From there, what do we do? 10% discount on that. If we want $100,000 of credit, it's usually $10,000. Instead of the 8 today, it's very simple. It is $4,099. It's $5,000. $5,000 for your first $100,000 of credit. What is it again? If you Zelle, you save 10%. There's your Zelle, now, or call the office right away. 800-254-9506. There you go. Use a card, they will charge you 5% more. So it's nice to watch my clients out there going blah, 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 blah. It's nice. I wish they quit saying credit repair. In Webster's dictionary, the word repair means it's broken. It's not broken. You have to rebuild it. But you have to educate people, not just go blah, blah, blah. I can remove this and then it comes back on. What do you do now? The Federal Trade says it's a fraud. Okay, it's simple. Now, a lot of clients out there, I'm rich. Please stop it. If the IRS believed you were rich, you would have to pay 60% plus tax. So when you say you're rich, you're telling the IRS, it's freaked me out. But again, what do? Several have been in prison, some have been indicted before. Okay. But again, what do? Simple. They're listening. I would think everybody would say, I work for a rich corporation, I'm a puppet master. But saying you're rich, well, one of these days, the IRS is going to indict all these people and say they're rich. Because they kind of just pierce their voice, their veil. I'm rich. That means your corporation's not rich, you are. If I was the IRS, I'd indict them all just for the hell of it. Why? Because I'd prove my point. Simple. We get to play my way. Here's the library. Check it out. Get a book or two. There's your Zelle. Simple to do. Here's your now. And the funder for the office right away. Now, I lost my job. Oh, boo-hoo-hoo. We all go through, you know what? First of all, if he lost his job and has 2 kids to feed, he has an apartment or house or lives with mommy, no problem. Go to the church for the food for the kids. All right, I don't believe him. He's wearing his jammies. He's making $210 a day. Why would you want to go to work? This one needs to get a job. Drive Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, have a garage sale. Now, what did I do in 2011? I came back with my wife and kids in the car. We're broke. We have no money. I took my divisions of me, my 5 closet divisions. I built $1 million of credit in 6 weeks. I bought my wife her next dream house. Happy wife, happy life. See, you bring the pain home because you don't know what you're doing. Sorry, without the foundation, you're going to be a duck and a sheep. 90% of people fail because they don't know what they're doing anyway. And all right, simple. It's a game. Play my way, please. Now, 50 million people have helped so far. I had 8 stinking reviews on Google. We tried Yelp, and Yelp wouldn't let us have the reviews, blah, blah, blah. All right, but here's Google. I got a 5-star. There are tours in the past that lied that I sued and had to get rid of them too. The law's changed. So you can sue anybody who puts you down. That's kind of nice. But again, give me a review if you like what you hear today. Simple. That'd be nice. Now, I would tell you to bring people into one of my classes online, register them in one of my systems called HubSpot. This gives you 10% on Zelle or basically a check or store credit. Take your picture and become an affiliate. Simple. Would you like $1,000 today? You see that person said they fell off the ladder? Zelle. What do? You basically give referrals. You use that referral money for store credit. Let me rebuild you my way. That works. Since a little boy that always get, how you doing? My response has been always good, always good. That's just me. Thank you, Jesus. No one steals my peace. Not easy, but always good. So I'd like you to be a puppet master. I'd like you to think about the investment group of you investing in yourself in your own situation. You do, we do, I do. I'd like to think about that 10 million that shows the brokers and people who go after pieces and goodies that were serious. All right, 1,013 divisions, of course. I don't want to bring the pain home like you. What do? Boring and steady. I asked you to take a picture earlier today. I pray that you did. There's your goal. You should have did it a long time ago when you drive by the Wendy's restaurant. I own 10%, I'm 20%, 25% of that. It's mine. Corporation division process, that's auto income. But what do we have to do? The goal is simple. Take a picture, scan it, there you go. Would you like part of a car wash? These are managed by management. You don't have to do anything. Isn't that the goal, not to do anything? You want to be an investor? Would you like another one? Would you like a Burger King? Would you like an ugly one? Ugly makes money too. I like ugly. It makes money. Money pays the bills. I'm going to personally be on the line with you in a Teams meeting. Could be a Zoom. We don't have to show our pretty faces either, but it's up to you. Past, present, and future. Good, bad, ugly. You have a tax lien or bankruptcy. I need to know that. Did you screw American Express or Chase? Family. Corporation, if you have one, what type do you have? Do you have 18 divisions? From there, you need an irrevocable trust because we've got a plan to live and die. The car is a division of a corporation. House is to the trust. And then we look at auto income and cash flow for you per time. A blueprint call with me is usually $5,000. Here we've lowered it to $2,000. And if you did it today, now, it's $999. If you did it right away, very simple, $999. If you Zelle, take off 10% of that too. We get to play. If you partner with me in a business process, we're going to give it to you for free. Now, the form I created, I didn't create it. I modified it. I was told I can create a form or modify one, and I found a form that tagged into basically section or chapter 18, which says business professional code not required to. There was the missing dot to connect the dots. This form said husband and wife and partner. It was wrong here, and it's also wrong in chapter 18. You're going to have a corporation that has 4A, division process. You're going to own 25% of a Wendy's, Jack in the Box, storage unit, laundromat, car wash, or apartment complex, something like this. Got it? Now I'm going to be number 4. From there, we're going to have a B and a C. This allows 4 people to decide whether like 25, 50, or 75% of a project. Now, because I always have too many escrows, what I end up doing is my clients became my soldiers in 1987. See, that's the ultimate goal, to play the game to win. What do we get to do? So, again, if you want to partner with me, you want the $200,000 credit, blueprint call, and I coach you every 3 weeks telling you what to do. It is $27,000, discounted to $20,000 today. Very simple. If you do not want the credit and the goodies, then let me just coach you every step of the way. We'll get you through that process. There is one available now. Now, that's today, not tomorrow. There's 9 lined up anyway. Okay? Someone said, what would we do for the 9? Now let's make the space. I want you to make a commitment. All right? Making a commitment and not following through sucks. You see, the lack of knowledge is a lack of what? Our stupidity. We're not stupid. We do follow stupid. From here, there's $10,000 to get you in an escrow. Don't have the accounts? I do. We'll tie it together as we play the game to win. It's a Zelle, now, by the way. Call that office at 800-254-9506. Now, for me, the goal was to basically help people, which it is to this day, too. To Ray Reynolds University, I'm standing in the building today, too, for that. Now, if you need coaching for you and your type of business, you have no problem. About 30% of our clients do that too. The specialist will actually set up a 3 months, 6 months, and 12 months coaching program. Simple. Now let's focus. Let's say we rebuild you the corporation division process, all that's good, and we're getting money, and we're building up our weights to right scores, and now you don't bring the pain home anymore. We're going to look at Stellar Bank, Chase, or American Express. On the Platinum card, it offers 99 cards, which is crazy. Then it offers a blueprint loan. On the blueprint loan, they want you to have $100,000, all right, basically in and out of the month. If you don't, I do. From there, they want about 30 transactions. If you don't, I do more than that. And on line, you have, let's say, 240 or 250. Get into a franchise. Use that to basically what? So if this is a blueprint loan, and let's say you put $25,000 in escrow, and you're going to get $5,000 a month, all right, after the loan is paid on a monthly basis, you're going to be at $3,200 on an average. So that's auto income. Then you do it again and again. Anything auto that you own the rest of its life is very simple. But if you don't have the $100,000 I do, we can work together on that too. I charge $5,000 to line you up to get you a blueprint loan. I do a division of your corp under my corporation, tie it all up. Now I do charge you 10% on the credit that I build you, whatever the limit is at the back end. But I don't charge you until we close an escrow. I cannot force you to pay a debt you cannot afford to pay. I'm not going to set you up to fail, and that's the goal. Today, if you want that blueprint loan and line it up for me doing my work with you, instead of $5,000, it is $19.99 if it's a Zelle-only process. If you want to fast track it and get to one of my corps with you as a CFO, we do that too. I have clients that have done up to $500,000 for both. But again, it's a choice. That fast track one's usually $5,000 too. The fast track is $29.99 today. Very simple. We get to play the game to win. Always remember Zelle, now, and always good. 800-254-9506. I'm going to tell you to always look beyond the curtain because they used to tell me no. I realized no for them was simple. It's because they didn't know how. But for me, I'm going to stay safe and strong, do my best. Jesus does rest. Amen to that too. And I'm a sinner all through the day. I try my best, but it's hard to be perfect because I'm not. So I would suggest right now, you would Zelle now, or call that office. If you don't talk to a specialist right away, you're going to kind of blow it, but it's up to you. 800-254-9506, the ultimate goal. I want you to change your life. If you want, I'll help you change your life and work with you step by step. I'm online 6 days a week. Do yourself a favor. Always remember, God does we do our best. God does the rest. Amen to that too. Never forget at the end of the day, God loves us all.